Hey everyone, so I'm going to make a video on operations of polynomials. We're going to go over adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials in this video. The first thing we're going to go over is adding and subtracting them. The one important thing about adding and subtracting is to always remember what are like terms and how to combine them. So my first problem, I am combining two polynomials. I'm going to first look for my like terms, and if I see my like terms here, I'm actually going to highlight them. This is a like term, 2x squared, and this is a like term, 3x squared. They're like because they both have squared. Another like term I see is the 3x and the negative 4x. I'm going to also highlight the negative because I need to make sure to add properly the negative and the positive number. And then lastly, I see a negative 7 and a negative 10. So those are like terms. Now, because I have just addition for this problem, I can properly add the polynomials without having to worry about distributing. So if I add the 2x and the 3x squared, I end up getting 5x squared. If I add the 3x and the negative 4x, I get a negative x. And if I add the negative 7 and the negative 10, I end up getting negative 17. And that's how I add these. All right, the next one's a little more difficult just because there's a negative, and all you have to remember to do with the negative is distribute it in to the polynomial. When I do that, I need to make sure I rewrite the polynomial. The first polynomial will stay the same because it did not have any distribution. I'm now going to distribute the negative to the 2x squared. Now you guys learned keep, change, so technically I'm adding like a negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 7 now because all the signs are changing. If you want to write it like that, that's fine, but I prefer just to realize that this negative here, the negative 2x squared, will override this positive, so I ultimately just make it a subtraction and then combine my like terms. Okay, so I'm going to now look at my like terms. I see 5x squared is like with negative 2x squared. I see that negative 12x is like with a negative 3x. I also see that this 1 is like with this this positive 7. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is combine these. My 5x squared and my negative 2x squared make a positive 3x squared. My negative 12x and my negative 3x make a negative 15x. And my positive 1, oh sorry, I'm going to try to keep this the same color. That was my goal here. So what was I doing? Negative 15x because negative 12 and negative 3. And then the red numbers was 1 and positive 7, which gets me a positive 8. So that's how I subtract my polynomials. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go over is multiplying polynomials. There are two methods to do this, either FOIL or the box method. It really is up to you what you would like to do. I'm going to do both methods in this video, so obviously choose the one that you prefer. I'm first going to do FOIL. The way that you do FOIL is you just distribute each piece of the first polynomial to the second polynomial, which means I'm going to distribute 2x squared to 2x to 4x squared, which gets me an 8x cubed. 2x to negative 5x, which is a negative 10x squared. And then 2x times 1 is a positive 2x. Then a negative 3 times a 4x squared is negative 12x squared. And negative 3 times a negative 5x is a positive 15x. And then negative 3. And now I'm just going to combine like terms like I did in the first piece of this video. 8x cubed is all on its lonesome. It doesn't have any like terms, but negative 10x squared has negative 12x squared, which gets you negative 22x squared. Okay, and then the 2x and the 15x combine to a 17x, and then minus 3 is by itself. Now the other way you can do this is with the box method. I'm going to do this over here. And when you do the box method, you're going to put the first polynomial on the side with the sign, so I need to make sure I have my minus 3 here. 4x squared minus 5x and then plus 1 on the top. And I'm going to make a box. So, a box for every piece. Now I'm going to multiply. So 2x times 4x squared, just like the FOIL, I'm going to get 8x cubed. 2x times negative 5x is negative 10x squared. then I get 2x. Negative 12x squared goes here. Negative 15x goes here. Actually, a positive 15x because negative 3 times a negative 5 is positive, and then a negative 3. And the cool thing about the box method is that these are like, the diagonals end up being the same term. So when I do that, all I have to do is like add the diagonals. So I have 8x cubed on its own. These add together to get you a negative 22x squared. This adds together to get you a 17x, and then minus 3. Same thing. Alright, the next one's the same idea, just a trinomial by a trinomial. You can do FOIL with this, so I'm going to do FOIL. All you have to do is distribute, obviously, one piece at a time, so I'm going to distribute x squared times x squared, which is x to the fourth, then negative 6x to the third, and then positive 5x squared. And then I'm going to get 3x times x squared, which is a positive 3x to the third. Distribute this, I'm going to get a negative 18x squared. Distribute that, I get positive 15x. And the last one, I'm going to get negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times negative 6x is a positive 24x, and then negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. I'm going to combine my like terms here. X to the fourth is not like with anything, so it stays. Negative x cubed goes with positive 3x cubed, so I get negative 3x cubed. This 5x squared goes with the negative 18x squared and the negative 4x squared. Well, 5 minus 4 is 1, and then negative 18 plus the 1 gets you a negative 17x squared. Okay, and then the 15x and the 24x gets you a positive 39x, and then the minus 20. So there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the box method, and it's the same idea as the last time, just the box will have an additional row, meaning that when I write this out, you'll see, I'm going to have x squared, 3x, and negative 4 on the side, and then x squared minus 6x and plus 5 on the top. Okay, so I'm going to make my box again, but now I have an extra row to it. Okay, so I'm multiplying now. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth, minus 6x to the third, positive 5x squared. Okay, 3x times x squared is 3x to the third. 3x times negative 6x is negative 18x squared. Okay, 3x times 5 is 15x. X squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. Then I get negative 4 times negative 6x is positive 24x, and negative 20 is in here. So then I'm going to combine my like terms, and again, like I said, you should see that these are like. Okay, so x to the fourth is not like with anything, so I'm going to write that on the side. Oh, I didn't mean to do it with that. Okay, so I have x to the fourth on the outside. Minus 6x cubed and 3x cubed gets you a minus 3x cubed. Minus 18x squared minus 4 and positive 5x squared gets you that negative 17x squared. And then you get that positive 39x and a minus 20. So remember, outside the box you're multiplying, inside you are adding these together to get, you know, your like terms combined. Okay, I hope this video helped you. I will see you guys soon.